One thing about me is that instead of flipping people off on the road when they get me mad, I will think of the most obscure, weird way to weird them out. Some dude was just tailing me on my butt. I was going way above the speed limit too, and this man would just not get off. So I brake checked him. I did everything in my power to get him off. But when he didn't, we got to the stoplight, and then when it turned green, he went around me and started speeding up. And then we got stuck at the same stoplight right next to each other. I have a really long tongue, like a weirdly long tongue. So I look at this man dead in the eye. I pull back my hairline and I go, let me tell you, his face dropped so fast. And then of course we get stuck at the next stoplight right next to each other. I make direct eye contact with him. And I look at him, make direct eye contact again, and I make a less weird face. I just go, yeah. So if you were that teenager on State Street that I did that to, I'm sincerely sorry, but let this be your lesson in to not tail people's butts. Thanks.
Story time on how I kind of stole my best friend's man in a way. So basically, there was this time that I posted me and 2 other friends, and a guy on my Snap, the guy I'm talking to now, was like, who's the girl on the left? I found him so cute. I remember telling my friend, I'm like, this is the cutest guy ever. Just asked which one you were. You need to bag him up. And we went to one of his lacrosse games. I literally never approve of my best friend's guys. I'm always like, oh, they're ugly, they're short, whatever. But this guy, when we got back in the car, I was like, oh, he's so cute. Maya, you have to get with him. At this point, I had zero intention of ever even trying. But this boy kept on texting me, and he was like, tell your friend to respond, whatever. And she would always be like, no, I don't want to respond to him, whatever. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This is my dream guy, and you're just. So then this one night, he was texting me, and he was like, well, your friend never answers me. And I'm like, I don't know why. I don't know what to tell you. And he was like, okay, well, we're both bored, so we can FaceTime. We FaceTimed, and I was obsessed with him. I was obsessed with him. I always was. I always thought he was the cutest boy ever. So I was like, okay. But when we were on the phone, we were obviously flirting and whatever, and I felt so guilty. I'm like, oh my gosh, is my friend gonna be upset? So I didn't know what to do, and I texted her, but she was asleep at this point, so I'm like, ah. So I texted her, and I was like, hey, do you wanna ow. Anyways, I texted her, and I was like, hey, do you care if I just kind of take him off your hands? And she didn't care. And she was like, yeah, sure. He follows this account, and I also hung up on him to make this video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Also, I want to say thank you because I'm at a point where I can join the creator fund, which is crazy. And I love DMing you guys. It's my favorite thing. I DM everybody back, and I just get so excited because you guys are so sweet to me. Well, I don't DM everybody back because some guys like to hit on me in my DMs. And I got my nails done, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, I'm gonna go call my man back. So peace. I went on my first date a few weeks ago, so let's talk about it while I get ready. Okay, so basically his name was Josh, and he asked me to hang out even though we had literally never talked in person before. I decided just to do it for the plot, even though I didn't even find him attractive. The idea was to go to his house because I feel that'd be a good place to hang out. And his ideas were ice skating, trampoline park. So we finally settled on going to this mall that's really close to us. But the problem is it's outdoors, and mind you, it was 30 degrees outside. Okay, so we set up a time at 2 to hang out, and of course I got there at 2, but then he ended up getting there I think he got there at 2:17, even though he literally lives closer to it than I do, so that doesn't check out. Okay, now I'm gonna list all the reasons that it was bad because there was a lot. Okay, 1, the weather, because it was literally freezing outside, both of our noses were running, it was so bad. Reason number 2, we weren't planning on buying anything, so we just walk into a store, look around, and then leave, and we literally did that for 2 hours. Okay, reason number 3, and this one genuinely made me so mad, because I gave him so many chances to hold the door for me, and he never did. What I mean by that is I would slow down a little bit so then that way he can go in front of me and open the door, but he literally would also slow down with me and he wouldn't open the door until I opened the door. Okay, reason number 4, it was really awkward because we had never talked in person before. We didn't know what to say to each other. Honorable mention, English isn't his first language, so he didn't understand any of the references I said. So I said, that literally went on for 2 hours, and it was the most boring thing I've ever done. I genuinely wasted my weekend. This might be mean, but I got the ick from him so bad that the second I got home, I unadded him on Snapchat and deleted his number. So yeah, let me know if you guys want some more story times.
Get ready with me καθώς σας λέω πώς γνωρίστηκα με την Αλεξάνδρα. Νομίζω όλοι έχετε καταλάβει πλέον ότι είμαστε κολλητές εδώ και περίπου 6-7 χρόνια, οπότε θέλω να σας πω λίγο την ιστορία μας. Η Αλεξάνδρα παλιά είχε ένα δεύτερο YouTube κανάλι, το οποίο ανέβαζε νομίζω βλογκάκια στην τρίτη γυμνασίου. Αυτό ωριακά δεν το ξέρει κανείς και είναι το μικρό μας μυστικό, γιατί εγώ κάπως μαγικά το ανακάλυψα. Εκείνη την περίοδο άλλαζα σχολεία, πήγαινα από το δημόσιο της γειτονιάς μου στο Pierce που πήγαινε η Αλεξάνδρα και θυμάμαι είχε ανεβάζει στο YouTube ένα vlog, νομίζω από το prom της τρίτη γυμνασίου, και εγώ αυτό το βρήκα. Και αποφάσισα ότι την κάνω κολλητή μου και έτσι έγινε. Έρχεται ο Σεπτέμβριος, πάμε πρώτη λυκείου στο Pierce. Εγώ στα μπάρω την Αλεξάνδρα, βέβαια δεν έτσι μιλάω για την τρεπόμουν, αλλά εκείνη την περίοδο, παιδιά, μόλις είχε αρχίσει νομίζω το TikTok. Απλά ξεκινήσαμε να κάνουμε μία με την άλλη ντουέτα στο TikTok, έτσι το άκυρο. Αρχίσαμε να λέμε γεια στο διάλειμμα στην πρώτη λυκείου, βέβαια από πολύ μακριά τύπου, ποτέ δεν μιλήσαμε από κοντά. Απλά κοιταζόμασταν και ήμασταν κάπως. Yeah. Τελειώνει η πρώτη λυκείου, δεν έχουμε μιλήσει ωριακά ποτέ από κοντά και πάμε στη Δευτέρα λυκείου, όπου το καλοκαίρι, όταν δίναμε εξετάσεις, αρχίζουμε να κάνουμε περισσότερο παρέα, γιατί συνειδητοποιούμε ότι του χρόνου θα πάμε τρίτη λυκείου και θα είμαστε στο ίδιο τμήμα, γιατί πήγαμε και οι δύο στο τμήμα που δεν δίνει πανελλήνιες. Το καλοκαίρι πριν αρχίσει τρίτη λυκείου με την Αλεξάνδρα, ανταλλάζαμε μηνύματα καθώς αυτή ήταν διακοπές και εγώ ήμουν διακοπές με την οικογένειά μας, τέλος πάντων. Και κάπως δεθήκαμε, τύπου νιώσαμε ότι όντως, you know what, we could be best friends. Και αρχίζει, παιδιά, Σεπτέμβριο τρίτη λυκείου και γινόμαστε όχι απλά κολλητές. Κόλλος και βρακή. Δεν υπήρχε μία χωρίς την άλλη όλη την τρίτη λυκείου. Και κάπως εκείνη την ηλικία συζητάγαμε ότι θέλουμε και οι δύο να πάμε στον τυρί, ότι θέλουμε και οι δύο να ασχοληθούμε με το marketing. Οπότε λέμε, you know what, θα φάει μία την άλλη πολλά χρόνια στη μούρη. Οπότε απλά γίναμε κολλητές. Όχι ότι δεν ταιριάζαμε, προφανώς, απλά έδεσε πάρα πολύ ωραία η κατάσταση. Και τώρα, παιδιά, τελειώσαμε τον τυρί. Είναι η αποφοίτησή μας σε περίπου ένα μήνα. Τρελό, δεν έχω βρει φόρεμα. Και το επόμενο story time θα είναι σίγουρα για το πώς γνωρίστηκα με την Δανάη. Γιατί ωραία πνευστησία. Είχα ξεχάσει ότι τη λατρεύω. Είναι από Armani Beauty, η νομίζω 67. Αυτό ήταν το story time. Stay tuned για το επόμενο που θα είναι με τη Δανάη και το πώς γνωρίστηκα με τη Δανάη. Σας φιλώ πολύ.
Hey guys, another day, another hinge date. Going on another first date today, and these videos are highly requested, so I guess I'll just keep on like pumping them out. Just kidding. That would be insane. No, I'm not gonna spill the tea on social media, but I will talk about my dating experience and maybe make you a little less nervous to go on dates. One time I went out with this guy and I was pumping out the questions, like asking him so much. I don't think he had any interest in getting to know me. So eventually I was just like, hey, do you want to ask me a fun and interesting question?
No!
He could not think of a fun question. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been out with a lot of guys that I can just tell they don't really have an interest in getting to know me. They just like the idea of me and like being somewhere with me. But I'm like, what's the point? Like, I can tell you don't really know anything about me. Moments like that when I'm like, wow, you're a great person, but you're not the person for me. Okay, now I'm gonna go pick out an outfit and it's a super casual date. So here's the fit, just this blue baby tee, same jeans I wore on my last date, but and top it up with some perfume. I'm ready, and remember that if you want it to happen for you, put yourself out there.
One time when I was dating my ex, I went to the CVS down the street and I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt because those were my pajamas, and I didn't want to change out of my pajamas because I just didn't care. This was a CVS run. I looked horrible. I was leaving in like an hour for a flight to my boyfriend, actually, because we were doing long distance. Anyways, this guy comes up to me, he goes, you have soccer legs. I'm like, okay, that's a really nice compliment and I actually really like that. Thanks, bye, don't talk to me anymore. He keeps going. He's like, you're so beautiful, you know, all the usual things. Mind you, in the middle of the CVS, in a random aisle, maybe the face wash aisle, I don't know. He goes, can I get your Instagram? I'm like, sorry, I have a boyfriend. He goes, can I still get your Instagram? You can make friends. I was like, you know what? Usually to get them off your back, just give it to them and then block them later. So I did. The rest of the time I'm shopping at CVS, his eyes are following me and he's also physically following me. So now there's a target on my back and I feel awkward and I can't shop in peace. He follows me to my car. He goes, I want to show you my Rolls Royce. Let me find my Rolls Royce. Or whatever, some nice sports car. And like he was probably capping. I don't know. I didn't care. I just wanted to leave. He corners me, you know, at my car. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck in the parking lot with this man. He goes, so how long have you and your boyfriend been dating? I'm like, a year. And he goes, oh, so you're not married. I was like, oh, that's a crazy observation to make. I mean, yeah, I'm like young and we've only been dating for a year, but like, who cares? That's none of your business. And he just keeps harping on that. He's like, you're not married. Like, you're allowed to have fun. You could do whatever you want. And I'm like, but it's just so awkward. I don't know what to do. So he goes, text me if you're trying to get in some trouble, if you're trying to have fun. Ugh. It's just like, how do men have the craziest audacity? Like, I told you I had a boyfriend. I was clearly showing that I was not interested, and yet you follow me to my car? What is going on? Anyways, yeah, I still think about that moment because it was just so weird. So weird.
Hey, get ready with me for a date. Bro. Okay, so I've never really been like on an actual date before, where like the guy I'm talking to picks me up, we go like to eat and stuff. That's what we're doing. I don't know where we're eating though. He wouldn't tell me. Anyways, so excited. I've been waiting to get back from Florida because like this has been planned. Okay, and so after we're gonna go back to our friend's house, and we're gonna swim, do whatever, and then we're all gonna stay there. Then we're gonna go to church in the morning. That's just W, and I get to see my best friend also. And so I'm very excited. The week in Florida was actually very fun, but obviously I miss my group. Oh, I was like, is there a bruise? It was the shadow. I'm really tired because like I've only had like, hold on. I'll enter the snap in a second because I had to do this. But I've only had like, did y'all just see that? I just ripped my eye out. 3 hours of sleep. Because, bro. Okay, it was just my mom and she was bringing me my dress for church. So I'm not actually mad. I just thought it was my brother who walked in right behind her. And then I yelled for him to get out because I'm busy. Every time I do mine, hold on. It's storming outside. It didn't do this in Florida, bro. I got this. It smells so good. I think it smells like chocolate. I'm not quite sure what it smells like, but that was it. It's melted because it's been in the car on the drive home. So it just like took a freaking chunk out of it. I'm not trying to be that shiny, bro. I'm just gonna, I think that's what that's for. I really don't know. Most of this is my mom's stuff that I've been using. Then I got my it was my sister's, and I had to add water to it, so gotta spray a lot. Okay, I'm done. I'll update you guys. I don't know. I'll update you guys soon. Bye.
Let's do a story time about how my dad found out I was on a dating website in 8th grade. Correction. It was 9th grade. So, back in my freshman year, I think I've mentioned before that I was skipping a lot and hanging, oh, there's a piece of fuzz, and hanging around the wrong crowd. So I was not doing well with my grades that year. I remember report cards used to go out every 6 weeks. So I remember my last report card of the year went out, and I was in my room jamming out, listening to music, chatting online, and I remember I was listening to TikTok by Kesha, and my dad went into my room and he said, "We have your report card." Again, these grades that year were terrible. And so he took my phone. He then proceeded to go through my phone and found some website. I don't remember. I think it was like Moco Space, or I don't know, something like that. He went to my history and went to the website, and there he found me talking to, honestly, probably some like old perverts. I don't know. That's also where I found my first girlfriend, by the way, but that's a story for a different day. But he found me talking to some perverts. So he took my phone and lectured me and blah, 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 blah. And then, I mean, I couldn't lie, right? The evidence was all right there. And then I remember my dad would have a few too many. So that night I was like, "Dad, come on, like I won't go back on that
Story time while I'm doing my makeup, because I think I'm about to be murdered on this first date. Okay, I got receipts pulled up right now. So I randomly get a DM. I'm outside with my grandma and my dad, you know. I just randomly get a DM from this dude and I read it out loud saying, "That's crazy. You look exactly like my future wife." So me and my dad are just talking, you know, about all the guys that hit me up and all this stuff, and you know, I just proceed to like the message and just leave it on seen. 30 minutes later, he proceeds to text me. "I see the vision though. You gotta appear mysterious and uninterested." So I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, "Love the viewpoint, lol. Thank you." I was like, "Do you have Snapchat?" Like just the typical, like, you know, like text back with a random dude. "I prefer not to get left undelivered for 6 weeks, so I'll give you my number instead." Real as frick. So he sends me his number. "Now you have no excuse not to put me in your emergency contact." So I'm thinking, like, oh, what? So I'm like, whatever. And then I was like, wait, how old are you? Like, before, like, I, like, put this dude's name in my phone, right? When I text him, I'm like, "Hey, it's Ashley." He's like, "Phew, I didn't think we were gonna make it to this point, Ashley." And then I was like, well, it has come to this point. And then he says, "The only next logical step is to see when you're free so I can take you to dinner." I was like, see, that's kind of a tough one with me. I was like, I'm a really busy woman. And then he's like, "Are you using the D1 excuse? I'm too busy." Well, I'm also busy, yet I'm trying to make time for you. And I was like, oh, sweet. So he's telling me that he is going to training right now, like, like, we have a plan going on here. And then he was like, "Can I FaceTime you after I get out of training?" I was like, yeah, like, so he FaceTimes me after his training, and he seems like a normal person. We're kind of just talking, and he was like, "So, like, what are you doing tomorrow?" And I was like, "Well, I have, like, a little softball game at, like, 7 o'clock, and I have to go look at this couch at 5, like, da-da-da." He was like, "Perfect, so I can come pick you up, and we can do something, at 1. And I was like, "Oh, what?" Like, I'm flabbergasted. Like, he sees how flabbergasted I am. The only weird thing that, like, I didn't like is that he didn't have any posts in, like, his profile pic. Like, you can't really see his face, but it's, like, his body, you know? But, like, I don't know. I figure out where he lives, and he's, like, 30 minutes from me. I'm like, "You're really gonna come pick me up?" He was like, "Yes, like, dude, I really want to take you out and all that stuff." I was like, I'm, like, still, like, flabbergasted again. And I'm like, what in the world? I was like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" He's like, "I know a spot. Like, we can go, like, mini golfing, and I can take you out to get something to eat before or after." And I was like, free food, bro. Free fucking food. Okay. And then, this morning, as I'm now getting ready, like, what in the world? I go back to his freaking Instagram, and his profile username, picture, and everything has changed. His freaking profile pic is a black screen. His username is changed to the numbers of 444. Mind you, I don't really go on dates often. Like, I couldn't even tell you the last time I went on a date, so I'm kind of just like, you just do it for a plot. I told my dad about the situation. He's like, "Bro, you're gonna get freaking murdered or, like, SEX trafficked." And I'm like, "Bro." I was like, "I honestly don't know, but for the plot." So right now I'm getting ready. I personally just think it's weird that, like, he just changed his entire, like, profile and username and everything. Like, I don't know. I'm about to probably FaceTime him. Why should it be, like, not him? Bro. I'm, like, really scared. So, wait, actually, I'm gonna FaceTime him right now. Okay, I literally just got off the phone with him. I just FaceTimed him, so we're good. We're all set. He's a normal human being, and the only reason why he said he changed... apparently he changed all his social medias to that. I don't really know. I was literally straight up, and I was like, "You're not gonna murder me, right?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" I think I'm just freaking out because I've never met him before, like, in my life, and I'm just now hearing of this person. So maybe it'll be good. I'll maybe do a little update. T-minus 30 minutes until he comes. It's currently 3:35 and he was supposed to pick me up at 1, bro. I think I just got stood up.
A few years ago, my parents did their will, right? Like if they die, they want their bodies to be donated to science, and like this is what they want to do with their assets, whatever. My parents are not like super rich, but they have enough that they're like, this is how we're going to distribute it. If we die, this is where it goes amongst me and my sisters. There's 5 of us. And they put my one sister, Laura, in as the executor of the will, right? And that makes sense if you know our family. Like Laura's definitely like the peacemaker, the sweetest, the most fair. Like the rest of us, not that we'd fight over anything, but like she's the nicest by far. Anyway, so it's been like this running joke that like, oh, Laura's the executor of the will. Like she can kind of do whatever she wants, right? Well, guess what I just found out is that a few weeks ago, I was talking to my parents, and for some reason I brought up their house that they live in Washington, and I said like, oh, if you guys die, does the house like go into the will and then we have to sell it and we like split the money? I don't know why I was thinking about this. My parents are not like close to dying, knock on wood. Anyway, my parents like kind of gave each other this funny look, and I was like, what? And they were like, well, actually, you are on the deed of the house, like me. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, yeah, we put you as like I'm on their deed, like I'm part owner of their house. And I was like, hold on a second. So you're telling me that if you guys die, I said, what trumps what? Does the deed, like the owner of the house, trump the executor of the will, or vice versa? And they were like, no, the owner of the house trumps the executor of the will. And I said, so you're telling me that if you guys die, Laura doesn't get to tell me what to do with the house. I can move into the house by myself. I could sell the house and keep all the money for myself because I am the owner of the house. Anyway, turns out now that my sisters have to start being nicer to me and put some respect on my name because I can cut them out of the will. So that's what I'm going to do.
No suelo hacer vídeos serios, pero es que ayer por la noche me pasó una situación en París que no es justificable. Ayer mi amiga y yo decidimos ir a un bar discoteca, era la 1 de la mañana, y dijimos, bueno, pues los buses pasan hasta las 2 de la mañana, pues vamos a coger un bus, porque era la 1 de la mañana, no era relativamente tarde, estamos ya en verano, hay mucha gente en la calle todo el rato, y dijimos, bueno, pues tranquilamente. Yo me he criado en Madrid. Madrid, quieras o no, es una ciudad bastante segura. O sea, yo si volvía de casa de fiesta, a veces volvía de casa a las 4 de la mañana andando media hora y os juro que no me pasaba nada. Había gente en la calle, creo que en Madrid tenemos una cultura también bastante más de fiesta. Y yo en París vivo en un barrio que a la 1 de la mañana lo máximo que te encuentras es una persona en plan paseando a su perro en la calle y ya está. O sea, no es un barrio peligroso, no es un barrio conflictivo, ni mucho menos. De hecho, es muy raro que pasen cosas en estos barrios. Entonces decimos, bueno, pues mira, llevamos 10 meses viviendo en París, nunca nos ha pasado nada. Salimos de casa a la 1 de la mañana hacia la parada de bus y caminando después de 5 minutos nos vamos para acá y se nos cruza un señor que va para acá. Yo me quedo con la cara del señor porque el señor nos empieza a mirar mucho. Y decimos, bueno, pero va en dirección contraria, simplemente le habremos parecido guapas, tampoco vamos vestidas exageradas, porque no íbamos vestidas exageradas, íbamos... Sí, es verdad que las dos íbamos con minifalda, pero porque estamos a 35 grados en París, que encima en París hay humedad, es que no se puede, o sea, es que te ahogas del calor. En fin, que íbamos sin escote, sin enseñar nada, con 2 camisetas y una falda larga y unos taconcitos, unas bailarinas, en plan, nada exagerado. Entonces de repente el señor nos empieza a mirar mucho, seguimos andando y yo me giro y veo que el señor como que se está empezando a girar a mirarnos, como un montón. Y decimos, bueno, gente rara de París, que aquí hay mucho raro. Seguimos andando, vamos en diferentes manzanas, cogemos un camino específico porque no era todo recto, o sea, tú tenías que coger callecitas. De repente, no sé por qué, miro hacia atrás y veo que el señor está detrás nuestro. Y le digo a mi amiga, Emma, tía, creo que nos están siguiendo. Y me dice, tía, ¿qué dices? Y yo, sí, tía, este es el tío que venía en dirección contraria. Y me dice, espérate, vamos a quedarnos paradas para ver qué hace el hombre, si sigue caminando o si se queda quieto. Nos quedamos paradas y como que el hombre hacía como que estaba mirando su teléfono y cuando levantó la vista nos vio ahí paradas y como que se asustó. No teníamos mucho miedo. Además de que estábamos justo en una avenida donde decidimos pararnos, que había varias personas andando, había un iraní abierto, no, un pakistaní se llaman aquí, que son como los equivalentes a los chinos en París. Y dijimos, bueno, no va a pasar nada. El señor como que se asusta, como que sigue caminando y justo aparece un señor en monopatín en la calle, por aquí se usan mucho los monopatines, un señor de 30 años, súper simpático, y nos dice, oye chicas, tener cuidado porque este señor acaba de veros y acaba de dar toda la vuelta corriendo para ir detrás vuestro, porque este señor no iba en esa dirección. Claro, yo me quedo blanca porque yo sabía que este hombre estaba yendo en dirección contraria antes. Y no sé por qué tuvimos el instinto de fiarnos del señor, que eso hubiese podido salir mal, porque igual el señor también estaba compinchado con la persona que nos seguía por detrás, pero tuvimos el instinto de fiarnos y nos dijo, mira, si queréis, yo voy con mi monopatín por la carretera y os guío hasta la parada de bus y vosotras andéis por la calle. Como que el señor se cató que este señor estaba con nosotros y de repente aparece el hombre detrás nuestro otra vez. Claro, la piel de gallina. El señor se pone, mira, vuestro amigo acaba de volver a aparecer. El señor está dando vueltas detrás de nosotras, hasta esperar a que nos quedásemos solas, pero vio que estábamos con el hombre este. Entonces el hombre este dijo, ni de broma os voy a dejar solas, os acompaño a la parada de bus. Fuimos a la parada, es que se me pone la piel de gallina. Estábamos andando a la parada de bus y el hombre volvió a dar una vuelta otra vez, se metió en la calle paralela a la nuestra para ver si otra vez estábamos solas. Evidentemente no estábamos solas. Llegamos a la parada de bus con mucho miedo. El señor, si es verdad, que empezó a mirar al hombre en plan para que se diese cuenta el hombre de que no nos podía seguir porque estábamos con él. Y ya en la parada de bus dijimos, no vamos a coger un bus, vamos a coger un Uber. El señor se quedó con nosotras hasta que cogimos el Uber y ya nos fuimos a donde teníamos que ir. Pero la verdad es que se me pone la piel de gallina. Porque igual si el hombre este no se hubiese parado y no nos hubiese dicho, oye, que sepáis que este hombre está siguiendo, no me hubiese dado cuenta, porque yo no tiendo a pensar que la gente es mala y te sigue. O sea, yo hubiese pensado, no es una coincidencia, igual se ha equivocado de lado, igual se ha equivocado de camino. Pero ya que venga una persona y me diga, este tío estaba corriendo detrás vuestro, iba en dirección contraria y se ha puesto a correr detrás vuestro para ir detrás vuestro, es que se me pone la piel de gallina. Yo os juro que pensaba que yo me sentía muy en confianza con París, en 10 meses no había pasado nunca nada, he andado por la noche sola volviendo a mi casa, nunca me ha pasado nada, he cogido Uber sola por la noche, nunca me ha pasado nada, y de repente que justo en mi barrio, que es un barrio súper tranquilo, repito, o sea, es que lo máximo que hay son personas a las 8 de la mañana paseando a los perros y la gente se muda a estos barrios por eso, pasan este tipo de cosas. Entonces quiero que sepáis que aunque estéis en una zona súper tranquila de París, nunca salgáis sola por la noche a la calle. Tener siempre el móvil cargado, o charla feminista ni mucho menos, pero el mundo necesita feminismo, porque no es normal que un hombre, vale, ¿cuál es la máxima preocupación de un hombre? ¿Que se haga atracar por la calle por la noche? Sí, pero probablemente ni le pase, porque creo que las mujeres somos mucho más vulnerables a no poder volver a casa solas por la noche. Y además de que los hombres en París, creo que hay bastantes hombres, por ejemplo, si vas al Arco del Triunfo por la noche, todos los hombres te van a gritar barbaridades, te van a pedir el número, barbaridades, y no es normal que un hombre te grite en la calle, y mucho menos por la noche a la 1 de la mañana o a las 2 de la mañana. Sí, sin ir provocativas, porque lo máximo que llevábamos era una minifalda y una camiseta por encima sin enseñar nada, porque estamos a 40 grados. Y aún así no es ni la culpa de la ropa, porque aunque fueses provocativa, un hombre no te debería gritar nunca por la calle, ni mucho menos seguirte.
Okay, story time, but this is probably the most embarrassing experience of my life. I don't think I've ever admitted it out loud. Just told my best friend today, like just today, and she thought it was absolutely hilarious, and she told me to post a story time. So I started self-exploring pretty early in life. I didn't know anything about it. I feel like that's normal for a lot of girls. Literally had no idea. If you know, you know. I ended up popping my own cherry. Once again, if you know, you know. I did not know what that was. I was terrified. I was like, I'm dying. I'm done for. This is it. This is it for me. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm gonna die and my family's gonna find out and they're gonna know why I died. I've never been so mortified and ashamed in my life, right? I'm taking this so seriously. I'm going through my whole phone. I'm clearing anything my family could possibly find. Not like bad stuff, but like my friends' messages, anything to do with like social media, because I wasn't allowed to have it at the time. So anyways, I was ready to die. I started stealing my mom's panty liners when I realized I wasn't dying, because I was like, oh, well, can't find that, you know, can't see that, can't get that anywhere. I'm stealing these. Well, the next morning, she notices, and she's like, why are you taking these? Did you start your period? And I knew that I could not tell her that I started my period, because obviously she would know that I didn't. I was a very late bloomer in life, so I didn't start my period till very late. So I knew she would know I was lying. So I was like, crap, I can't use that excuse. So I look at this woman dead in her eyes, dead in my mom's eyes, and I go, wait, I can't say this.
I don't know if I can admit this guy. Okay. I look at her and I go, I've been pooping my pants. She goes, what? And I said, I've been pooping my pants. She was like, why? Why? And I was like, I don't know. I can't control it. It's just happening. Like, I ran with it. I went with the lie. I was like, I can't back down now. We gotta push through. So then I was like, I don't know. She was like, it's just happening. And I was like, yeah. She was like, just a little bit? And I was like, yeah, just a little bit. I don't know. And she was like, that's not normal. Do you want to go see a doctor? And I was like, no. And she was like, are you sick? And I was like, maybe. She was like, okay. And that was it. We never spoke of it again. She asked me like every couple days after that. She was like, is your belly feeling better? And I was like, yeah. My mom still thinks I was just walking around like shitting myself or something. I will never. I would die. I would die if they knew. She even told my dad. She was like, yeah, Betsy's been pooping her pants. I don't know. And for some reason, I thought that was better. For some reason, I was like, this is gold, perfect excuse.
Story time about how my mom found out I wasn't a virgin anymore. Okay, background information. I was dating this boy since my freshman year. I was 14, and so my mom found out my junior year, so I was 16 years old. It's 2 years of us dating, almost, just about. Okay, so this was May of 2024, I think, and so my boyfriend was a senior, and I was a junior. Mind you, he took my V card at the beginning of my junior year. She just didn't know yet. And so we just cracking, we doing grown stuff. We just, and then the only reason why is because at the time we didn't have any like ring camera or anything. So yeah. He also had a car, and at the time I also cheered, and so he also played basketball, and so he would take me to the games and stuff, and we would hunch like before and after, feel me? And so fast forward to later that year, we get fucking ring cameras, and so me and my boyfriend at the time, we're fucking pissed, and we're Googling ways to like get past it, you feel me? So what we did was we unplugged the Wi-Fi box, and then once he got in, we plugged it back in so my mom couldn't see him coming in and out. So we were doing that for like a few weeks, a few times. So it was just, we kept on doing it and shit. And so the only reason why like this was working is because my mom was going on like work trips and like birthday trips and shit, and like my grandparents were there. You know, grandparents, they just let you do whatever. And so the day my mom comes back from her birthday trip, and I feel so bad. But it's like I felt something bad was gonna happen all day. Like my gut was telling me it's not good, you feel me? So I went to work that day, and it was just fine, but you know, I was still like nervous a little bit. And so after that, she picked me up, and we drove home, and she was chit-chatting like nothing was wrong. And that was my mom. We pulled up to the house. She was like, Kim, did you have anybody in my house? I was like, what? She said, Kim, what's this? And she showed me a picture of a condom wrapper that was under my bed. Now, mind you, my main concern, I wasn't concerned about her finding out that I was like hunching. My main concern was, why the fuck were you under my bed to begin with? And so I'm just lying. I'm like, no. I'm over here Googling what things come in packages that look like condom wrappers. Like, I'm just thinking, I'm just trying to lie my way out of this shit so bad. Okay, so she told me to give her my phone. I gave her my phone. And she said, fuck it, we going inside. So we go inside, and I'm downstairs in the kitchen, and she's upstairs and going through my phone. So I'm downstairs, gang. I'm shaking my boots, my stomach, and my motherfucking ass. I hear, do, you fucking whore. Ooh, gang. Now I understand, but she was like going the fuck off. She was like, you up here disrespecting me, my mama, in my motherfucking house, you up here laying on your back, like going crazy. Oh my god. Like, no funny shit though, I wasn't even on my back most of the time. I was also on my feet and on my knees. Like, come on. Bro, and so while she's sitting here yelling at me in the kitchen, my dog is barking. My dog is barking. She's calling my grandma. She's like, why did Cam? Did you know Cam snuck in her boyfriend? Did you know she was in here having sex with my grandma? Start crying on the phone. She said, what? What do you mean? I'm sorry. Hey, everybody's being dramatic as fuck. Like, I'm just like, I'm just fucking like, wait. Oh, and it was a lot. Like, she was so angry with me, gang. I was like, damn. Oh, and like she also threatened to like call the police on my boyfriend at the time because he was 18, gang. Crazy work. She was gonna lie and say like he like R-worded me and all this crazy shit, like, bro. So after they all found out, gang, my mama had to go on another trip, and like I was on lockdown, bro. I had no phone, just this big ass iPad of mine, gang. I had to go to work with a big ass iPad, go to school with a big ass iPad, bro. Yeah, it was bad. So Madra was on dick, justifiably though. So she didn't let me see my boyfriend at the time no more until before my birthday because we doing a party. She didn't let me go to their graduation or nothing. And then we broke up, but oh well.
Check nicht, ich komme gerade zurück von einer 5,5 Stunden Zugfahrt, okay? Und Leute, wirklich, ich liebe Deutschland. Ich liebe es, dass ich hier leben darf, diese ganzen Privilegien, die wir haben. Oh mein Gott, ich sehe so schlimm aus. Aber diese deutschen Menschen, es ist mir heute wieder aufgefallen, wirklich, ich hasse deutsche Menschen. Es tut mir leid, ich hasse die Menschen in Deutschland. Wirklich, Die sind immer so schlecht gelaunt. Die reden nicht mit dir. Du wirst komisch angeguckt, wenn du mal... Also, die sind einfach nicht offen. Wann hast du jemals in Deutschland ein Kompliment bekommen auf der Straße? Wann wurdest du einfach so mal angesprochen von fremden Menschen? Wenn man angesprochen wird von fremden Menschen, ist es schon komisch. Es ist einfach komisch geworden, Menschen anzusprechen. Und du findest es auch direkt komisch, wenn dich jemand anspricht. Es ist aber... Also, die Menschen, die sind so gar nicht mehr fröhlich und so alles so geschlossen und die reden nicht. Und... wenn du was Schönes anhast, du wirst komisch angeguckt. Es ist so, so schlimm. Ich hatte gerade diese Zugfahrt, okay, und ich musste ein paar Mal umsteigen mit dem Zug. Und bei einem Zug haben wir den anderen verpasst. Checkt ihr? Also wir waren alle zusammen in einem Zug. Und wir hatten nur 2 Minuten und es war am selben Bahnsteig. Und wir haben gerade gesehen, wie der Zug an uns vorbeigefahren ist, sozusagen. Alle aus demselben Zug haben den sozusagen verpasst. Und mussten 1 Stunde auf den nächsten Zug warten, okay? Ich habe 1 Stunde gewartet in der Stadt, bla bla bla. Ich bin wieder zurückgekommen zum Gleis. Ich sitze da auf der Bank mit meinem Handy. Ich bin richtig fokussiert auf mein Handy. Und dann kommt jemand zu mir, ein Mann kommt zu mir und sagt so, did you also miss the train right now? Mein Englisch, Leute, das war gerade, wir reden nicht darüber. Ich so, ja. Und dann haben wir richtig lange geredet. Genau in dem Moment kam der Zug und weil wir gerade geredet haben, haben wir uns auch nebeneinander gesetzt und wir haben wirklich 3,5 Stunden durchgeredet. 3,5 Stunden durchgeredet und ich hatte lange nicht mehr so ein schönes Gespräch. Es war auch ein älter, also er war 36 oder 38, ich kann mich nicht mehr ganz erinnern. Er kam aus Amerika, also er kam aus Texas. Und wir haben so lange geredet über wirklich alles. Über Gott und die Welt, über Religion haben wir geredet, über Politik haben wir geredet, über gerade Deutschland mit Steuern haben wir geredet, wie Deutschland gerade ein bisschen den Bach runtergeht, haben wir geredet, mit Inflation etc. Über alles Mögliche, über selbstständig sein, über angestellt sein, über Migranten, über Nicht-Migrant sein, wie es so ist als Immigrant in einer anderen, also wirklich über alles Mögliche und zwar so ein sympathisches Gespräch. Und alleine, dass er mich da angesprochen hat, also die anderen haben ja auch alle diesen Zug verpasst, die haben mich nicht mal angeschaut. Checkt ihr, was ich meine? Er kommt zu mir, er sagt, hast du den auch verpasst? Ich habe dich vorhin gesehen, ich habe mich so aufgeregt. Allein, dass er zu mir kommt und anspricht, zeigt schon, wie offen diese Menschen sind. Und sozusagen auch ich hätte auch einfach antworten können, ja, und hätte wieder auf mein Handy gucken können, ohne weiter mit ihm zu reden. Checkt ihr, was ich meine? Aber ich finde, es ist so schade geworden, die Menschen, die reden nicht mal mehr miteinander. Und es war so eine schöne Zugfahrt und die Zeit ist einfach so schnell vergangen, obwohl das 3,5 Stunden waren, weil wir einfach so viel miteinander geredet haben. Mir wirklich alles Mögliche, er hat mir so Bilder von seiner Frau und seiner Kinder gezeigt und auch so, er zeigt mir seine Frau richtig süß. Er sagt so, er zoomt so in ihr Gesicht rein, sagt so, look how amazing sie ist. Und ich so, oh mein Gott. Wir haben so lange geredet und ich finde das viel zu sehr in Deutschland. Also, es wird schon direkt komisch aufgenommen und niemand ist mehr so fröhlich. Und genau darüber haben wir auch geredet, dass niemand mehr in Deutschland so miteinander... Er meinte auch so zu mir, ist irgendwas passiert hier in Deutschland oder warum sind die Menschen so schlecht gelaunt? Ich so, nein, die sind immer so drauf. Die Menschen in Deutschland, die sind einfach nicht fröhlich. Aber ich finde mittlerweile, es liegt nicht mal an den Menschen, dass wir nicht miteinander reden. Oder ich glaube mittlerweile, jeder denkt so. Jeder findet es schade, dass wir nicht so sind. Weil jeder will in den Urlaub gehen, in den Urlaub. Wir sagen immer Urlaub, Vibe, Urlaub, so schön. Aber es ist gar nicht der Urlaub. Es sind die Menschen. Es sind die Menschen, die es ausmachen. Und weil wir alle so sind, denken wir, es ist normal, so zu sein. Checkt ihr, was ich meine? Würde ich wissen, es ist normal, Menschen anzusprechen. Ich hätte auch jemanden angesprochen und hätte gesagt, oh mein Gott, weil ich weiß, die Person wird das komisch finden, mache ich es erst gar nicht mehr. Weil es halt jeder macht. Checkt ihr, was ich meine? Aber genau das ist so schade. Wir haben so lange darüber geredet. Der meinte auch, ihr werdet voll disrespected. Er meinte, er als Amerikaner, er hat zu mir gesagt, du wirst doch bestimmt voll doof angeguckt, weil du ein bisschen dunkler bist, weil du Locken hast. Du wirst doch voll bestimmt... als Racist, also du bist, ich kann nicht dieses Deutsch und Englisch, gerade diese Gespräche waren Englisch, ich kann das gerade nicht auf Deutsch übersetzen, aber ich glaube, ihr wisst, was ich meine. Er meinte auch, ja, du hast es doch bestimmt voll schwierig, in Deutschland bist du doch bestimmt die Türkin und in der Türkei bist du doch bestimmt die Deutsche. Und genau so ist es einfach. Und er checkt da so als Amerikaner, er meinte auch, bei euch, eure Kultur ist so komisch, meinte er. Ich so, bitte, ja, bitte. Und er sieht das, obwohl er Amerikaner ist. Checkt ihr, was ich meine? Und wir haben so lange geredet und auch er... Wie gesprächig man ist einfach. Checkt ihr, was ich meine? Ich finde, das geht so krass verloren in Deutschland. Es ist so schade. Ich wünschte, alle Menschen wären so.
Story time on how I got caught sneaking out and I got my whole room searched through. It makes me so mad because I have to leave out so much of these stories just for because of TikTok and because my mom, she doesn't know a lot of parts of these stories. Sorry, Mom. Scroll past this if you see this. To preface, I'm 18 now. I don't have to sneak out. It's a long time ago. Anyways, so me and my friend take it upon ourselves to sneak out. So we sneak out. The person we're going to see is someone that we know very well. We've known them our whole life, and it was just, we shouldn't have been hanging out with them, though. That does not mean we should have been hanging out. So we go, we're literally just fucking driving around, and me and my friend hid our phones in my house, and I told my stepdad that I was going to hang out with Chase. Chase is my gay best friend. So, of course, not sus. He doesn't like girls, so my stepdad's not sus. He's like, fuck yeah, we love Chase. So I leave my phone. She leaves her phone. Dumbass, my location is on my phone. He's gonna know I didn't bring my phone. Whatever. So we go, we're just driving around. It's been, probably an hour. I'm like, okay, a lot of things happened in this car ride. But I can't say, but it's really funny. We got convinced we were gonna get killed, all this stuff. All this fucking wild stuff. That's not the point of the story. We then end up at this middle school, and that's when I really thought I was gonna die. For many, many reasons also. Anyways, and after that, I'm like, take me the fuck home. Like, take me home. My friend's freaking out. We're both freaking out. We're like, take us home. Take us home. So it takes us home, and I'm looking at the bushes, like outside the door of my house, and I was like, guys, does that look like my stepdad in the bushes right there? And they're like, nah, you're tripping, like, you're tripping. I open the door. My stepdad comes running down the driveway. And my stepdad, he's a big boy. He's a big fucking boy, okay? He comes running full force faster than I've ever seen him run. Oh, God, I'm still having in my head. Screaming. I'm talking, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? I'm gonna fucking kill him. Screaming. I'm shitting my fucking pants. I run out that car. I slam the door. My friend slams the door. I'm like, drive. Because I didn't know what he was gonna do. I didn't know what the fuck he was gonna do. I run into my house. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna get my ass beat. Fuck. Oh, God. Get into the house. He's like, sit the fuck down. I sit my ass down. My friend tries running up the stairs. And he goes, come back here. Sit down right now. And she was like, fuck. And so we sit down. And I'm like this. Sitting with my hands like this. I was nervous. And he's just going ham. He's like, where are your phones? Da da da. Like getting this whole speech. I'm like, fuck. And my mom is on a trip. And I'm like, please don't call my mom. And he's like, I already did. I was like, oh no. So I then have to take him to find our phones. I grab our phones and they were hidden in a drawer. And he was like, that's the one place I didn't check for them. Da da da. I knew they were somewhere. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh fuck. And then he was really mad about that. And I felt really bad, okay? Just to be clear, I did feel very bad. I also had never seen my stepdad angry like this before, so I was very upset. And then he proceeds to tell me that he went through my whole room under my mom's demand. I don't want to talk about the things he found. Just know everything that you ever put in your room as a teenager needs to go in a lockbox and dig it in the dirt and throw away the key. Okay. Let's just say when my mom got home, I got my ass beat.
Get ready with me to hang out with my talking stage for the first time. Okay, I'm nervous because my parents don't know. They think I'm hanging out with my friends, but in reality, I'm gonna go hang out with him. But we're not doing anything bad. We're gonna go get Starbucks and then go to an arcade, which that's not bad. I actually really like him, and that's surprising because I haven't liked anyone in forever. And he's okay, what I'm trying to say. He's so sweet and nice. Even if we weren't talking, I would see myself being friends with him, which is really refreshing. He's actually someone I see myself I could date, and I haven't dated anyone in a year plus. So this is again surprising. He's just that nice, and he's just I like him that much. And that's so embarrassing. Ew. He's picking me up in an hour, and I still need to lotion and put on perfume and make TikToks. So I kind of need to hurry up. I'm trying to do more natural glowy makeup today instead of a very heavy full beat. And I plan on telling my parents obviously if things I see things getting more serious, and I'm obviously gonna tell my parents. But if it's not gonna be something serious, which I feel it might be, I have a good feeling it will be. But I don't want to tell my parents, and they're so what happened to this boy? It's you guys know what I mean. I don't like to tell my parents about boys so fast because they just be switching up every other day. And stay till the end because I'll do a quick little fit check. And oh my gosh, last night we did a Bible study, so we both read from our Bibles and we talked about it and stuff. And it was so nice. I love that. Oh my gosh, I've never had a man ask if I want to do a Bible study. I mean, I don't know if it's a common thing to ask, but I was just very happy, and I went to sleep very happy last night. Okay, I just did setting powder on my face. Now I just need to do my powder, and then I'll be done. Okay, I'm done. I just did my lip gloss, and this is the fit. Super simple, super cute. I like it. You gotta pray for me. Pray for me. Okay, bye.
how I found out my college roommates were low-key some weirdos. Get ready with me while I tell it. Let's go back to 2020. So I was in my dorm. I had my roommate, which lived in the same room as me, and then I had suite mates. So we shared a bathroom, and then you would cross the bathroom, and there would be their room. So there's 2 other girls in there as well. I think our other roommate had moved out at the time, so it was just 1 girl in the other room. My roommate's name is going to be Jess, and my suite mate's name is going to be Lily. Let's say that. So freshman year, my mom would make me go home every other weekend because I was like 18. My mom was like, I don't want you going to parties every weekend. You have to come home at least 2 weekends out of the month. And I was like, damn. Anyway, I told my roommates that I would be back on Monday, the weekend I had left, because I think there was like some type of holiday or something. But I had forgotten that my friend was having a birthday dinner on Saturday. So I was like, oh frick, I have to come back on Saturday. And I'm obviously not going to go back home. Like, I lived kind of far from campus. I'll just stay in my dorm tonight, yada yada. Dinner's over. I come back to my dorm. Tell me why when I open up this door, my bed, my side of the room is a mess. Freshman year of college, I'd make my bed every single morning. Do I always do that? No, but especially because I had a roommate there and no one wants to see a messy room. So I was like, I always made it. Everything looked perfect before I left. So I was like, what the hell happened? I'm like, Jess, who the hell slept in my bed? Who slept in my bed? Jess is like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Tamaya. Lily and I got so blacked out drunk last night and then she ended up sleeping in your bed. Like, we were so gone and like, I got so mad at her because I'm like, you know how Tamaya feels about her bed. Side note, I was very adamant about no one sleeping or getting on my bed in college. I don't like, that was kind of my one space in that damn room where I felt like was just mine. We shared the bathroom, we shared clothes, we shared like our desk. Like, it just felt like nothing was mine. So my bed was like the one thing I was like, guys, do not sleep in my bed, do not touch my bed. Like, everything needs to be clean and whatever. I'm pissed though. I'm like, Lily needs to clean all of my sheets, my bedding immediately. And I called my friend Cheyenne. Hey Cheyenne, if you're watching, but I was like, can I sleep in your dorm? I think she was like away for the weekend. I ended up getting a few things and went into her dorm and slept there. And then I came back in the room for one more thing, and tell me why they were all willy-nilly chilling in the room, like not moving a finger. I said, y'all need to be cleaning up my sheets like right now. Like, everything needs to be in the wash right now. They're like, oh, sorry, okay. Anyway, that really pissed me off, especially like I told y'all the setup of our room. She is literally right across from us. Like, it's all that's separating our rooms is a bathroom. Therefore, you're so blacked out drunk that you can't walk a few steps to your room. Anyway, the next morning, I get a really nice text from Lily. She's like, I'm so sorry for sleeping in your bed again, but everything is clean. Like, you're welcome to come back. I'm like, oh, finally, I get to sleep in my bed and be in my room. Fast forward to about 2 months later. It was like Christmas break, and since I live in Arizona, I went to Arizona State University, I would like stay at my dorm sometimes because like I wanted to still be around the other people that were still on campus, the other like natives and whatnot. With that being said, Lily had an iPad, and Lily never used her iPad. We were always welcome to use her iPad. So I remember I was editing this video for my Instagram. Like, it was this cool little fashion video, and I was like, let me edit her on her, like, what is it called? iMovie? Once I was done editing, I went to her camera roll to delete my video, and then I look up a few rows and tell me why I see 2 pictures of my bed perfectly made. I hate to be this girl, but this is gonna have to be a part 2 because I'm already at 8 minutes on this video and I'm not gonna have enough time to get into this. So come to part 2, don't hate me.